All right, folks, we are back with the noisy heater in the background. Sorry, but I did get a number of studs on the door panel, but in trying to pull a couple of them out to start with, mainly to see if it was too loud to do when the kids were trying to sleep, the studs plain old pulled off and the dent didn't really move. So my next approach is to try and hit it from the inside with a block of wood. Have I mentioned I need better lighting? So here's my dent starting here. If I can hit out some of it just to start with, hopefully I'll be able to get the rest of it out from the front side. Starting with a 2x4 and dead blow hammer, see what we can get. That piece of wood is too long. See if this will work. Not much. Not making too much of a dent in here, pun intended. Maybe a smaller approach. Hey, this actually seems to be working for me now. Slow and sure. Yeah, I'll have to come back and fix this. I get that, but I can live with that for now. Well, this is a whole lot better now. All right, we go back and take a look at the front side. A lot of this has been bumped out. Granted, it's still going to be wavy, but if I can get in with a few more studs right in this area, I think I can pull it out. I don't think I need these really anymore, except maybe these three and this one. But again, remember, this whole area is going to be covered with trim, so if it's not perfect down here, I'm not going to be terribly concerned about it. it would just be nice to get this top piece here pulled out a little more, so where the trim piece does meet the body, that is a nice flush fit. So I'm going to throw a couple of studs back on here and see if we can't pull it out. Not sure if you can actually see if we get the light back on. It's a mark right here where the bottom piece of chrome trim actually dug into the panel when it was hit. So it's not a body line I have to restore, it's just where that trim gashed into the panel. Let's see if you can see right here. Where it hit. So here's my line. I kind of need to make sure it's clean right along here. And this piece of trim also is pretty damaged. I'm not sure if it's going to be salvageable, but we're going to try our best to pull it back and match the contour of the other panel. See if we can yank out some studs. That's what I want to see right there. Not quite sure that's how that works. But we're getting much better. We've got this little bit here. If it can be bumped out to stay out, that's kind of what we need. Everything else up here is looking a whole lot better. But it's just this little area right here. If I can push it out a hair more, that's what I need. Yeah, it actually stayed out this time. So let's grab a few more pulls and see if we can keep dragging it out. All right, you know, this is really good here. It's a whole lot better than I thought I'd be this far. So my thought is I'm going to take these studs off, take the door off the hinges and set it up on the sawhorses and start working on some of these areas here and up here a little bit. See if I can get this front corner rounded up just a little more like it should be. But all in all, it's come along really well from where it was. So we're going to get the door off the hinges up on the workbench, or the sawhorses, and we'll be back. All right, everybody, what's going on? We are back another day here, and as you can see, we took off the passenger side rear door. Had assistance from the wonderfully awesome wife again. So this is off, and now it's over here. And I think as long as this does not take up much space during the week, I'm going to let this sit for the moment and walk around and start working on filling in and dent removal on some of the parts on the car itself, because at the end of the day, this is going to get kicked back down to the shop for the week, so the daily can come in here and stay nice and warm. So I've kind of gone around with a pen and started to mark some of the dents that I've seen. I missed one here. So let's quick find our pen. Where did I put it? In this mess of stuff over here. Always got a few projects going on, so let's see. There we go. We've got a dent right here. We're just going to mark that. And I did this yesterday, just kind of walked around to see, in a different light, I see different things that are needing attention. Nice thing is there's new trim in the trunk for a couple of these pieces. The little trim here, I've got one of those. I have, I think, one of these and then two of these pieces for the front, which is nice because this one here is damaged. This one here is very damaged, and I think I'm going to replace this one here on the driver's side. The passenger side looks pretty good, and these rear pieces, I think they are okay and will end up cleaning up decently. This one is a little squished right here. We'll just have to see and go from there. But for now, this one of course is not good, but I don't have a replacement. So for now, I'm just going to start working my way around the body here and sanding off some of the areas here so we can get some filler on there. I don't know that many of them qualify for trying to pull them out with the studs, stud gun. This one I can get to from the inside of the hood. Maybe I'll try and hammer it out with the dolly a little bit. But the biggest area is going to be this side. And this door is going to have to come off for sure. And then this front fender, there's a big crease in here, but hopefully I know I can get to it from the back side. And if I can give it just a little bit of a hammering, because it will pop back out where it goes and stay. So if I can just give it a little more reshaping, hopefully I won't have any issues with it trying to pop back in on me. And I missed this giant scrape here too, so here's a big one to hit. Nice to look in the different lights. The roof is amazingly in great shape, so that's nice. The biggest thing I'm missing is the mirror that goes on the back of this light. Now there's a number of replacements you can get that are dummy lights. This actually works. So that's pretty impressive. But for now, we're going to get to working on some dents. Now, if you notice here, I only had marked 2 places, but when I sanded, I found 2 more spots here, smaller. So I know as I go through and prep the entire door for paint, I'm certainly going to find more places to fill and clean up. But for now, I am starting with just the big places that I can visibly see. So if I can see them now, I'm certainly going to see them after paint. A lot of these other things have kind of been hiding under 70 years of wear. Now, the paint down here isn't horrible, but it's not good either. So, of course, we're going to be repainting everything. But even last year, after I went through and gave it a full detail with the ammo reflex, there were a lot of imperfections that I did not see that I'm finding now as I'm going through taking it apart. So we're going to just keep working away around the car here, and I don't think there's any reason for you to watch 3 hours of sanding. So we'll come back when all this is sanded off and prepped and ready for filler. So until then, all right, guys, we've been making a mess. Got some spots on the door, of course, our fender. I was able to get most of that dent pounded out of the hood here. Just a few little low spots to fill. Worked my way around here on the driver's side door. Got this guy to hit yet. Some on the trunk. And then I came around to hit by the rear tail light, and I ran into Bondo. So if I tap this here and maybe listen. So it appears we have possibly a prior accident back here, or would this have been, you know, I'm not thinking it's going to be anything from the factory, because there are low spots in here. Now that I'm taking away some of the paint, I can see other scratches and stuff in here. So we're going to take this apart, take off this trim, take out the tail light, and just sort of sand this and expose it a little more. I'm not going to take off the bumper quite yet, but we'll see if we can expose this a little more and see what we are working with. Tail light has 3 nuts on it. All right, so we'll work on this trim piece later. Alrighty, well, we're going to leave it right there. I need to keep sanding and take off that trim piece, but the kids are taking a nap, and sanders and grinders during nap time are frowned upon. So if we were down in the shop, we'd be able to keep going, but we are still lacking heat, flooring, and insulation. So I guess the sooner we get to our 1,000 subscribers and start generating some revenue here, the sooner we can get done with that shop and keep going on projects for you. So until that happens, you're stuck with a little bit of a cliffhanger. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.